Good morning! Hello, everybody. Good morning from me. Hope you're having a great day, whatever time it is where you are at. I'm getting all my ducks in a row here, trying to get my links together. I had to take a quick bathroom break before everything got started today, so that's why I am a minute late. Just a second here. Okay, why can I not see that? Here we go. Send now. I like to put out a tweet and a Facebook update that this is online, and some people say they have trouble finding it. So, there we are. We're online here too. So I like to give that direct link out on Twitter, which my Twitter is EmilyNoel83, and the Facebook is facebook.com/beautybroadcast. If you want to get, like, I put video updates on those, and you know, any news you can use. Hi, Mariah. Mariah's here. Curvy Carol, Kristen Mann. Hi, everybody. Wow. You guys are on it today. On it from the start. No tardy slips required. Whoop. And the Facebook is Sophia says she's here, was getting worried. See, that's what happens when you're a minute behind. Kansas City, Sweden. Wow. Indiana and Russia, New Hampshire. Raleigh. Hi, Ashley. Yeah, I'm feeling good today. A little tired still, but I've got a little bit of coffee here and some water. So, Miss Raina's here. She says #addicted to BB Live. Woohoo! Yay! And Melissa Price is here. She's putting her ducks in a row, literally. Plus 10 hens, 2 bunnies, 2 cats, and 1 dog. Now she's going to relax and watch, she says. Yay! Hi, everybody. I'll set it to newest first, so hopefully the comments come in automatically. I feel like I'm getting totally washed out right now by my light. Like my face is getting washed out, my neck not so much, so I'm going to make a little adjustment here. Just a second. I was just shooting something before this started where I needed to be very, very up close to the camera, and I needed it very well lit, so can readjust now. Oh my gosh. Oh, Holly, it's the first time she's tuned in from the very beginning. Good. You won't miss anything then of all the important things that are discussed. We do discuss some important things. Hi, Kristen! Oh my gosh. I've got a Southern Illinois in here. Nesfe090 is watching from here in Illinois. Jonesboro, Arkansas. Yay! Well, thank you so much for tuning in today, whether you're at home or at work. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to Beauty Broadcast Live, basically, this is just, there is no plan. This is totally random. Anything I say is based off of the things that you ask me about or want to talk about, or things that I see you talking about in the comments that I want to bring up. So, but just a little update on life. It has been a crazy, crazy week. I mean, so much has been happening just since we last did this. I mean, I've gone back home over the weekend and got to hang out with my family a little bit. We had a great dinner and a little shower, and it was so fun, and I enjoyed it so much. I vlogged it. I vlogged some stuff around my hometown. I hope you guys... I started editing it yesterday, and then I started to think, man, this may be really uninteresting for, like, the city folk. I mean, this is small town USA. where I come from, and kind of where I still live now. But even more so, I feel like, I grew up in a town of, I think it was 1,200 at the time. Now it's 1,400, and it's, just a lot of. I think it's fun, but I hope you guys enjoy it too. But anyway, I started working on that, but that was this past weekend. We got back on Sunday from that, and then on Monday we had doctor's appointment where we met another backup doctor. So in case the doctor we've been seeing all along cannot birth the baby or be involved in the birth of the baby, there will be a different one. So we met her. She seemed really nice. And then later that day, we went to another one of these classes that our hospital offers, which is really cool because they're all free. All these classes we've been taking, we first took like an all-day childbirth class, which is probably the most like detailed, intensive, all-encompassing thing about babies and how they handle it there at that particular hospital and the things you can expect. So, I mean, I think that was really essential, frankly. But then I did the breastfeeding class, and of course, I've never had a baby before. I don't know all this stuff, so I learned a lot in that too. And most recently, the third course that we signed up for is called Life with Baby, and it's just talking about all different kinds of little things once your baby is born, and it's a two-parter. So we had Monday night, and then I think next week, next Monday, we will wrap that up. But we're learning things like infant CPR. I have been CPR and first aid certified, but it's been a while, so that'll be good to go through again. And just things like swaddling the baby. What we talked about this past time was the swaddling, and all sorts of little, like, the things you should expect as far as the amount of feeding you're going to be doing and the amount of, sleeping that the baby might be doing, and just kind of like warning signs and things to be aware of. There's a whole big booklet that went along with it, but I know there's going to be a lot of hands-on stuff with the next class with the CPR. But long story short, anyway, that was Monday. And then Monday later at night, Tyler's sister Sarah came down to visit, and, well, came up technically. She lives in Texas, but she's been, while she's on maternity leave, and her husband, Chuck, is a teacher, so he's got summers free. So they did a little tour around. They visited Tyler's grandma and got to, see some different people. I think they had a wedding up in Minnesota, then came back down our way. And so we had them here for a couple of days, and it was fabulous. First off, I love Sarah so much. I mean, whenever I think about Sarah, I think of, had it not been for Sarah, I don't know if Tyler and I would have become as good of friends as we did, like back in high school times, because Sarah and I started cheering together, and it was just like, it was that link, it was that link person to the relationship. And so anyway, Sarah's awesome, and she's got a newborn baby, Claire, who is, well, she's 6 weeks old, so she's teeny tiny. And I had posted on Instagram a picture of Tyler holding the baby, and I put a caption on there. I did caption it totally, but a bunch of people were like, "Oh, I thought you went and had a baby already." But no, not our baby. But we got to spend just so much time with her, and I just found it very fun to get to be around a new baby and see what they're doing. And Sarah, just hearing about all her experiences so far, I thought it was awesome. So we had them here for a couple days. I feel like I've been talking nonstop. I just needed to take a breath because I have been talking nonstop. Okay, you guys are interested in a small town vlog. Excellent. And also during that time, it was Tuesday, my dad, which I haven't talked about this a lot, and mainly because of, I don't know, fear of getting emotional, or just, I don't know. I'm very I'm running at a very emotional level most of the time, so I just kind of have kept this personal. But my dad recently he went to a routine appointment, and well, not really a routine appointment. They did a biopsy on an area for prostate cancer, and like they checked 15 little teeny tiny zones in what they were looking at, and one came back showing that there was some cancer there. And this was, over the past couple of weeks, and I mean, this has been the top thing in my mind. In just sorry. It's been the foremost thing. Like, I sit here and I do videos and I talk about my makeup stuff, and I'm thinking about the pregnancy and I'm thinking about everything, but this has been like how some things are front burner in your mind and then some things are back burner, and this has been front burner for me for a good, well, maybe month or so now. But I mean, the good news is that on Tuesday he went in to have a procedure that basically eliminated this problem, and we're very fortunate that he's been so vigilant in keeping track of his health, and that this was caught at a very low level at a time when it can easily be worked with and dealt with. But he went in for a procedure on Tuesday, and the doctor said it went really well and it went totally as expected. So I know there will be follow-ups and things like that on this, but it's just been like I just have not been able to take my mind off of it, and I'm so glad that it was nice to be able to go back home here a few days ago, like I said, for the shower, and everybody's in good spirits. Dad's doing well. He's got a total attitude of optimism and feeling good, and he's just a very active person, and it's not going to keep him down, but he has a little recovery time here after what was done on Tuesday, and just felt I really wanted to be there. I really wanted to be back there when that was happening. Excuse me. But my mom was there and my brother was there, and they were really pleased with the way it went, and I'm just feeling really glad, and really, I guess my emotions now are coming from more of a place of relief than a place of like I'm so scared. But we're feeling very fortunate and very glad that, like I said, it's essential to take care of your health. You can't just go through life thinking, I'm not going to get checked or screened for this or that. You have to be proactive with it, because who else is going to have you do that, So we're just so glad that this was caught at a time when it was so treatable and so able to be worked with. But nobody wants to, it's just the news you don't want to ever have. But I mean, you guys know, I love my dad so much, and it's hard, you just don't want to hear that somebody's going through something difficult. But I didn't plan for this to be a real emotional outburst here. But it is what it is. I mean, life happens, and this is what's happening. So, anywho, they got through that. Dad is home now, and when I cry, my whole face looks like like I don't just cry sweetly and cutely or anything like that. It just looks like I've been in major pain, but I am fine. Anyway, that happened Tuesday, and I was very relieved that we got through that. Our anniversary, Tyler and I, our anniversary was Tuesday. Like I said, Sarah and Chuck were here at that time, and so then Wednesday, yesterday, we got to go out to our little anniversary dinner and stuff. But that's that. That's my life update. That's my long, drawn-out life update. So sorry if that was too much, But I'm not gonna. If you just logged in, I guess if you can start from the beginning. I'm not sure. Does this thing let you start from the beginning if it's in progress? I'm not sure. But anyway, I need to do a big nose blow, and I'm going to do that off camera. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate all those comments, and yeah, it's such a good thing that this is prostate cancer is, and I have done so much research. I think I've said this before, but I am like a dig into things kind of person. So if I know like there's a medical concern or there's anything, like I get on the computer and I start looking stuff up and I start just really diving into it. And I was so encouraged by the fact that, like I said, this was caught very, very early, hadn't spread anywhere, hadn't gone anywhere. And when that's the case, doctors can really do something with it and completely, handle it. And the doctor they had, they really like, and he totally specializes in the type of treatment that was done. But it's just, don't these things just really puts all of your issues kind of into perspective, so to speak. Oh, Kristen says you can totally start from the beginning while it's in progress. Thank you, Kristen. So if you're just logging in and you're wondering, why is she emotional? Just go to the beginning, because I don't want to say it all over again. But yes, okay, and everybody else is saying yes too. But here's the other point that I wanted to make, is that my dad is a super active, healthy, strong individual, and there were no outward symptoms of this. So that's all the more reason to encourage, the men in your life, particularly the rates of prostate cancer. Like once you reach, he's getting toward his late 60s, and the rates of prostate cancer among men who are, getting toward that point is staggering. Like, it's so common. And sometimes people will go through and it'll get to a point where they'll say, we'll just watch and wait, because sometimes this goes nowhere. Sometimes it's there, it stays at the point that it's at, and that is one option. And the doctor said you could leave now and not do, and we don't progress and do anything about it. But they definitely wanted to go ahead, and he's like, we want you to have a good long life ahead of you, and the doctor kind of encouraged this option that they did. And really, my emotions come now more from relief than anything, but it's kind of one of those things that before you go talking to people about it, you kind of want to, I don't know, have something more to say than just, I'm scared, you know what I mean? So, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your comments and just thinking about us. I appreciate it. I need to get, this is the point in time where I'd be like, Tyler, tell me a joke. Tell me one of your cheesy jokes. I'm reading your comments. Good morning from Colorado Springs. Yeah. No, we're very glad because somebody said God works miracles every day, and that's the truth. Because when my dad was the doctor was kind of closely monitoring him, and and I don't know how much you guys know or if you've had incidences of prostate cancer in anybody's life in your family, but like there was an area that had kind of higher numbers tied to it, and so that was the reason for doing the biopsy, was to get a better look at that. And that area hadn't changed at all. It was something different where the the cancerous part was found. And so without that biopsy, this may have, I don't know how many years would have gone by, you know what I'm saying? So it was very, very fortunate that, the doctor chose to do that. It got found. If something's there, you want to find it. As much as you don't like bad news, you want to know that something, you want to know when it's there. So, and I was just watching the Today Show, and Hoda was on there talking about like breast cancer and how she had gone through that whole thing, and it's just, there's a lot to it. And you guys will see in my vlog when we were all back home this past weekend. I mean, everybody, the attitude that my dad has is just totally, you would never know, What age? Oh, here's a question I think I get every week. What age is it appropriate for Belle to wear makeup? By the way, I'm getting a good look at the eyeliner I'm testing. Well, I'm not testing it. I had been testing it, and it's doing the very same thing that it had done before, which is smearing and smudging, even though they said no smudge all day wear. If you don't get watery eyes or cry, it'll be fine, but if you do, it will smudge. So forgive my smudgy eye look. It's some green eyeliner that I'm reviewing today. But no, little kids or little girls wearing makeup, I guess I just think back to when I started wearing makeup, and it was like junior high type time, but it's so funny because it's so different from wearing makeup now, like now, excuse me, it's like full face of makeup. It was never that when I was in junior high. It was like, okay, let me get my, I felt like I was doing makeup because I think I had it in a little bag, and I had a lip smacker, and I had a powder compact, and I may have had some mascara, and it's like, oh, I've got my makeup on, That was the way you looked at things. So I think a little makeup is probably okay in junior high. Do you guys think that? Or have things totally changed? Oh, thank you, Jelena. Good morning, Minnesota. Lip color? Oh, okay, I can answer that. It's this melted fig. It's looking a little dark. It's kind of like how would I describe this? Like a deep berry mauve type color. And I wore this over the weekend as well. Really good staying power. Like once it kind of sets in, it's not really coming off hardly at all, even on my glass right now. I'm just checking. I missed a lot of comments while I was giving my whole story of my last week. Oh, I have heard of so many people deciding to pick up that foundation, the Estee Lauder, the max cover, full coverage thing. Had problems with the pregnancy mask minus the pregnancy, and that's yeah, it can happen to anyone, and not necessarily everyone who's pregnant gets it. Like somebody was saying, like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this or that, or I don't know if I want to have a baby because I don't want to have that on my face. It's like, don't worry about that. First off, that's there are bigger fish to fry if you are pregnant, but not everybody gets this. It's just, I think it's a hormonal thing, and I think it's a thing that different people's just skin handles differently, and like the natural pigmentation you have in your skin, like certain skin tones may be more prone to it. I've got a lot of like kind of all of the sort of undertones in my skin and stuff, so anyways, my nose is like a faucet turned on, so that, sorry. Good night from Perth, Western Australia. Yeah, it can be talking about like emotions and going on and doing the things you just have to do every day, and um, I don't know. I feel like throughout this whole process, thinking about dad and all that kind of thing, um, I I talk to my mom on the phone like every single day, and I tend to take on I tend to take on more of a comforter role, and I try not to be necessarily the drama queen. And so I've just really I've prayed about it a lot. I've kept just very positive in my thinking, and now it's kind of like the release, because I mean, I'm so grateful that I remember when they met with the doctor and they said, we've got a little baby coming soon at the start of September. We would love to get this treated and dealt with ASAP. And he totally worked with them and was able to make that happen. And now I just do feel a great deal of relief. But that's kind of when the emotions come rushing in. It's like, what is it? Your body your adrenaline kind of kicks in sometimes, and you go into that. I don't know if it's fight or flight. I don't know if that's even what I'm meaning to say right now, but you kind of get into that mode where it's like, okay, now you just deal with what's happening here, and you don't get overly dramatic about it. You don't get overly emotional about it, because if it were me in that situation, I wouldn't want people around me freaking out. I want people saying, hey, this is okay. This is going to get worked with. This is going to be fine. And so that's the kind of person I tried to be. And it can be challenging, but I'm, sometimes, and everybody's been through this, you have to kind of like compartmentalize in a sense, the things you're doing in your life. Like, okay, I'm over here doing my makeup stuff. Whenever I do whatever I do, I tend to get very immersed in it. And that can be a good way to get your mind in another place, but also it's just, doing what you need to do. So. I remember, Princey P says, I remember when I wore clear mascara and thought I was so big and cool. Ain't that the truth? I remember having some of that too. It's like, oh, can you see the difference? You look at your friends, can you tell? I've got my clear mascara on my eyelashes. No, somebody just tuning in was asking what's going on, and it almost like this kind of why I didn't even really want to bring this. I didn't want to really bring this up, but I felt the need because it's the truth of what's happening in my life. But my dad is not sick. He has never actually felt sick due to this. It was just there was a tiny amount of cancer found in his prostate, and it's now been treated, and believe it's been, I mean, judging by this treatment and the way the doctor said it went, it's been eliminated. So that's the situation. This Twuggy got game. Yes, you're in the live chat room. You're in the right place. Leslie says BB cream found a winner. Rimmel Matte. Oops, I just dropped something. Rimmel Matte BB cream. I really like the regular Rimmel BB cream, actually. But staying power and coverage, she says it's really great. I'm putting on some of this beach scent, this Bobbi Brown Beach. I really am, it's growing on me. I'm really enjoying it. It's very outdoorsy, but it's not, I don't know, it doesn't make me think of typical beach type, you know, like beachy scents, like beachy scents for Bath and Body Works is what I'm thinking of. You know, like stuff that smells like coconuts and sunscreen, but it's still kind of outdoorsy and very fresh. The brand of the lipstick you mentioned in your last BB Live? Okay, that was a couple ago, I think. The shade name was Pink Elephant, and it had the pretty packaging. Yes, it was the Tarina Tarantino one. This. And the shade name is Pink Elephant. And I have this on my blog, if anybody's interested, if you look up Tarina Tarantino on there. By the way, yeah, the blog has been lacking a bit in posts lately. But it's like, when you've got more than just beauty stuff happening in a day, it's so hard to kind of keep on that schedule. But I'm just going to do a little makeup correction here as I go, but I'll continue asking questions or answering questions. Are you nervous about childbirth? You're so close. I'll say I was much more nervous before I actually went to that class. The childbirth class that I went to at the hospital where I'll be having the baby covered so many things that, like, I would have wondered about. And one thing that puts you at ease more than you would even think is just seeing the environment, going in, seeing one of the rooms, one of the birthing rooms, or you know, just being told from start to finish, you know, this is how things will be handled. And if, you know, any one of these 15 random things happens, we're prepared for it. And, you know, these are the different solutions we look to, or these are the things we're going to do. And so, I don't know, just knowing of all the plans in place and just seeing how competent everyone there is. It's a fabulous hospital. And I feel really, really good about it, actually. I guess you know, there is the little concerns people have about pain, but, you know, I think I've gotten I don't want this to turn into, you know, epidural broadcast, but I know that that's available to me, and I think that may be a pretty good idea. Just saying. No, but I'm feeling so much more comfortable about it. And just talking to other people and hearing other people's stories about it. And like I said, my sister-in-law, Sarah, just went through this very recently and, you know, came out like a champ. And I just, I'm excited. I think your excitement for the outcome kind of overtakes your nervousness about the process. Bingo. I said a coherent statement. Yeah, I'm going to go over my liner again. And this is what I'll be reviewing today. But I mentioned it in the review. It does not necessarily hold up to moisture in the greatest way. But if you can stay dry, it'll do a pretty good job. And I'm testing out as well, and I was talking to Kristen about this, these new Milani eyeshadows, the Bella Eyes. I have them. I'm kind of just slowly working them into my makeup as I need them. And, you know, they're not, I guess I'm thinking about other things Milani has come out with, you know, like the eyeshadows. Remember the ones that were in the little flat pans, like small eyeshadow pans, and now these Bella eyes are the ones that have a little dip in them. And they're kind of like a cross between an eyeshadow and like a baked shadow in my mind. And they don't all have the same feel. That's what I'm struggling with. It's going to be an interesting review, and there are so many shades, it may be something that I have to do on my blog a little bit, like split up colors and neutrals and different things like that, because it's kind of tricky. So I'm not quite ready to review them yet. But this is Melted Fig from Too Faced. Heather. Do you miss being a news anchor? I was just asked this the other day, and no, I don't. It might sound weird to say that. Do I miss my work family that I had there? Yes, I do miss just, you know, getting to work with the crew on a day-to-day basis, but the actual content of the work and, you know, the stories that I would be sent out on at times, very, very, you know, majorly sad news and things like that. I don't really miss that. I really enjoy getting to focus on something like, you know, this makeup related stuff all the time, put my full thought and effort into it, and just really enjoy what I do day to day. I mean, doing the news had its definite fun points too, being in morning news, but it also had a very serious side. So yeah, just doing a little touch-ups here. This should be named tutorial. Touch-ups after you've been weepy. I've just been rubbing on my eye area quite a bit. I will do face of the day though. Just trying to get back to like where I was originally. Did you ever check out the Makeup Revolution line? Not yet. Not yet. I still do want to, though. My favorite Game of Thrones character? I don't know, because I don't really watch that. Tyler does, though. He'd be able to tell you a favorite. Hey, Twuggy Got Game, you're in the chat room. I can see you. I can see your comments. I can't see you. You can see me, though. Maybe. But no, Game of Thrones has been something, like, when it was on, I would maybe kind of passively watch while I was doing something else, but Tyler actually watches it. I'm sorry, comments stuck, and I'm going to have to reload my window over here. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Hello from Egypt. Hi. What state do I live in? I live in Illinois. Not only do I currently live in Illinois, but my hometown that I grew up in is also in just a different part of the state. So, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, what is my shade? I don't have that particular product, so I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I've got some different fill-in products from her brand, and I've got like a little palette with some powders in it, and, you know, some different things here and there. I've got the gel, but I don't just have a straight up the Brow Wiz pencil. I'm sorry about that. I'm excited for you hearing about how you feel about your upcoming hospital stay. I have 3 sons, and you reminded me of how I first felt. Exciting times. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you very much. I'm wearing a lovely maternity tank top here from Ross, like a $4 or $5 thing. It's got kind of wide straps, but they kind of still don't always hide your bra straps. But the way this is on the sides, it has like this, and it may not show up here, but it's got this ribbing right here, and it really keeps it in place nicely. Here's the bump. Right here. 34 weeks. Look how it's sticking out. And it's so hard. Like I can't even, like that's as far as I'm pressing my finger onto it. That's as far in as I can go. It's like a rock there. Isn't that nuts? Tyler's just astounded by how, when you touch the belly, it's just so firm. It's weird. I don't know, probably not weird to those of you who have been through this, but different to me. Different than I expected. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe just not quite so firm, I guess. Somebody was asking about nursery developments and things like that. We've gotten some different little things here and there that need to go in, and probably, I'm guessing maybe this weekend we may shoot another vlog more. While the first one was kind of like furniture and assembly and all that basic stuff, this weekend's might be more with like decor and finishing touches, or wait, we're maybe not quite to finishing touches yet. I want to think we're there. We got a glider. Tyler needs to put it together, but I'm super pumped about that. It is so comfy. I could fall asleep in it in an instant, because I did get to try it out in the store, and it was really nice. Love Tyler's Comedy Minute every Friday. Oh, good. I'm glad that's been enjoyable for you. It's funny how like something just kind of starts in and it sticks forever. That's what the Friday Funny has been. Oh, Jen says, found a decent picture of me for a profile pic. This was taken in June at my grandson's wedding outdoors in Big Sur, California. Looking good there, Ms. Jen. Nice. Very nice. That's what my friend Kaylee would say. The bell bump looks pretty in that shade of blue. I love turquoise and teal. How did you decide that you were ready to have a baby? Ooh, deep question. Well, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Decide you were ready to have a baby, because I think I knew even long before I became pregnant that I wanted to eventually do that, but deciding like now's the time, I think just kind of taking a practical look at my life, if I wanted to do it, if this was a decision Tyler and I wanted to make strictly based on emotions or seeing friends having babies and maybe we should have one too, like you could kind of get wrapped up in just what's going on around you and maybe go ahead and do it. But I think we were just kind of looking at our life and our specific situation and thought, I've now taken about a year away from the news, and I'm doing YouTube full time, and we knew we wanted to give that a chance to just kind of continue to go and develop a routine and be into that full time and really get adjusted to that before bringing a baby into the mix. And I think going through that was kind of like the last step of the process, and Tyler's in a very good place with his job, and I guess it was just maybe a feeling of security, just stability in our lives where our careers were concerned, and it just felt like the right time to bring another life into the mix. And when you think about it that way, and it's such a big thing, it's and I know there will be people who will say you're never really ready and whatever. Well, I will always say that I think there are some times that you're more ready than others. And I think you got to know your situation, know your, how you feel about things, and don't have a baby for somebody else. Don't have a baby just because, maybe you have a YouTube channel and a bunch of people are asking you when are you going to have kids. Don't feel pressured to have it for anyone else, because that is your baby and your responsibility to take care of it. It's not for anyone else's enjoyment. It's yours. So I think just really try to kind of isolate other opinions and look at it from the perspective of what's right for me and my significant other at this time. So that's my thought. Can you wish Ophelia and Sawyer happy birthday? Ophelia is 5 and Sawyer is 2 today. And this comment comes from someone named the Dancing Mortician. I love everything about this. Happy birthday, kids. Happy birthday, Ophelia and Sawyer. I hope it's a great day. I hope you get ice cream and cake, and I hope the Dancing Mortician treats you well. That's a fabulous screen name. That makes me laugh. Hi from Dubai. Hello. My computer seems to be on manual mode right now, so if I want to see new comments, I just have to come in and change it. Ooh, okay, I gotta back this up a little bit here. I am distracting Angela from cleaning her apartment. I'm sorry. You could carry me around on your laptop, maybe, or your iPad while you clean. Treat it like a radio show. How about The Walking Dead? Miss Raina, I have not even seen an episode of that. Should I? Should I be watching that? Right now I'm watching House of Cards. I've already watched the first season. Watched that a long time ago, but we're about halfway through the excuse me, second season. And Tyler can totally do Frank Underwood's voice. That slightly southern, little bit soft kind of voice. It's so good. It was like party entertainment during the weekend we were back home, and I got it on camera. So that'll have to be involved in the vlog. Good morning, Holly Eats Lipstick. She needs a tardy slip. You just go to the secretary's office, honey. Lip balm, lipstick, or lip gloss. Ooh, if I could only use one, it would have to be lipstick. Because I think there are enough different formulas of lipstick to where I could say I'm only going to use lipstick, but then you might have a matte one. You might have one that's really sheer. You might have one that's kind of shimmery, or, one that's glossy or something. So I think you can almost establish any look with lipstick. Hello from Hollywood, Florida. Oh, thank you, Maria. Thank you, thank you. And I have also not tried those pomades from Anastasia either. Michelle says, okay, I give up. I think I'll just listen. Okay. I'm not sure what you're giving up on, but feel free to listen or comment. Just know that I'm trying to keep up with the comments as best I can. And Sarah Hubbard asked, how do you interact? And I can, wherever you type that comment, I can see it. How was vacation? Hope you enjoyed yourself. Well, I didn't really go on vacation. I just kind of went home for the weekend, so but it was great. What do you think about the colored mascara trend? Just tried the purple one from L'Oreal Voluminous. Not too impressed. Not near the pop of color I expected. Julie, that's what I've run into pretty much any time I've tried colored mascaras. I'm thinking, okay, it just looks like a dulled down black. You know, it's like they haven't, the kinds I've tried haven't been pigmented enough to really make a statement, but less intense than black, so my lashes don't end up really standing out that much. So I'm definitely like a black mascara kind of person. Madison says, have you thought about making freezer meals before the baby comes? If you're going to be breastfeeding, you'll need some quick, healthy meals. You will be so busy. Freezer meals were a lifesaver for me in the first 2 months. There are tons of ideas for these on the internet. That is such a good tip. That would be a great thing to do, I think. And like things that maybe I could throw in the crock pot, you know, like kind of have together in a freezer bag and then could transfer over to the crock pot, because I am I love crock pot cooking. It's so easy. Do you toss your products after the typical expiration time? Um, I would lean towards no, but here's the thing. There are a lot of things that I keep that I'm not actively using, but I'm simply keeping, so I have the shade to refer to again, or, you know, if I'm looking up dupes or something, you know, I can easily get a comparison going. There are a lot of things in my collection that would come under that heading. So, but I don't know, like mascaras too. I mean, I know I've got some mascaras that I've had for a while, but yet a lot of them I have not been even opening very often. You know, like, I don't know. I don't use super old mascaras though. Let me see here. The Milani colored mascara is awesome, very pigmented. I didn't even know Milani had a colored mascara. DD, oh, it's Deanne from Orlando. First time live. I'm a psychotherapist who just had a meeting canceled. Perfect time so I can get my beauty broadcast fix. Yay! Okay. Somebody was asking about dupes for Urban Decay eyeshadow. I love it, but I can't afford it. Jen. Well, there are so many different Urban Decay eyeshadows out there, but if you're talking naked palettes, I would highly suggest looking into the Revealed palettes by Coastal Scents. There's a Revealed 1. I have the Revealed 2 handy right now. And the Revealed 1 is a lot of Naked 1 and 2 dupes. Revealed 2 has a lot of, well, some shades from different ones, but mainly the 3 palette, which, oh, I just got into that black. Ooh, Bessie! Anyway, yeah, this is a Revealed 2 palette. These are very affordable. They're around, I mean, sometimes they've got special deals going, but like $20, you could get 2 Revealed palettes for about, what, the price of a Naked palette or something. I have black everywhere. What did I do in that moment? Sorry. Fortunately, I've got my eye makeup remover handy. I'm just going to clean myself up here a little bit. Yes. Black eyeshadow, you know, there's a lot of makeup that lingers on my hands, but black eyeshadow on your fingers just can't stay there for long. It's not a good thing. It'll get everywhere. And when I'm surrounded by white drawers, it's a really not a good thing. Cleaning up. Boom. Okay. Oh, Tegan Josephine says, my 13-year-old cat passed this week. Feeling down, but BB Live puts a smile on my face. I'm so sorry about that. Ugh, losing pets just is heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. So sorry. Mm. The bag you mentioned in your travel video, they don't have on eBay anymore? And I'm desperate for a good travel makeup bag. Gosh, and what's up with that not being on QVC anymore? Seriously, that bag is awesome. Why would they get rid of it? Um, maybe they're just about to come up with something bigger and better. I don't know. Does anybody else, this is Megan McKinney asking this, does anybody else have good makeup travel bag ideas for her? Let her know in the comments section, because I have honestly been using that bag as my travel bag ever since I was back on the news. I was taking that to work every day with some makeup in it, and then anytime I go somewhere, that's what I load up. Something I love about it is that it has totally adequate brush storage in there. Like, I can get all my makeup brushes in there along with all the makeup. So that's been awesome. But I don't really I haven't totally branched out. I've got a few caboodles type things, like a kind of a caboodles train case and a bigger tote bag, but they're not so much like something I would recommend like taking with me all the time. The one tote bag that I have, it's kind of like a polka dot print on it, but it's just more open. You know, it's not so specialized or compartmentalized for makeup. So maybe somebody who's watching has a really good one. Brush to blend your foundation. I feel like your forehead looks weird because I don't blend it properly. Something I love, I don't know if you're using Bliss J, I don't know if you're using liquid foundations, but one that I have really loved, and I've tried different drugstore options, other things, but the Sigma F80, I must say, comes out to a really, look at this, the surface area of this brush, pretty big, right? When you start buffing this in circular motions, this is a very, very even blend. If your consistency of your foundation is kind of liquidy, you know, this is a great buffing tool. Buffs it, get it right up into your hairline and stuff. And it's so soft, it's so dense, and it does circular motions, blending, just really flawlessly. If you're looking for a lower cost option than that, something else that I've tried, well, e.l.f. has something called the powder brush. It's a flat top, and it's pretty big too. I have used this more with powder foundations for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's just because I use that other one for liquids so much, and I kind of reserve this one if I'm using a powder foundation. It works really well. I know lots of people have said they've used this for liquids too and have enjoyed it. It's soft, it's dense. It might give you, you know, a similar feel. Eco Tools has a flat top that is smaller. So not quite the surface area, very soft still, but mine, sprucey little ends. Can you see this? Did somebody come fertilize this brush? Because there's ends sprouting up. So, I don't know. The Sigma is my go-to, personally. Whoop! Oh, I think this may have automatically updated itself with comments. Let me see here. Yeah, Makeup Mini is talking about how they want children but just aren't ready at this time, and it can be frustrating when people put pressure on you. And you know, and everybody's got different circumstances, right? She's talking about how he was overseas, he was in Iraq for a time, and you know, it's just like, you know, right after college, you know, Tyler, we got married, but Tyler went right into law school for 3 years, and it's just like, you know, this is not a realistic time for us. And you know, the people, you really hope that the people who are closest to you in your life get that, you know you well enough, know your circumstances well enough to understand that and not push it. You know, I think about like my mom and my sister, you know, my immediate family, very, very close to me, knows exactly what's going on, and nobody ever was like, shouldn't you be having kids now or something, like, like nobody ever went there because everybody just knew what the circumstances were. So um get a tummy binder. It's called tummy bind. You will be needing it after giving birth, so your tummy will feel well supported, and it helps your tummy go back firmly more quickly. Okay, I actually think I have one of those. I didn't end up using it so much. It's like a band that goes right around here, and it's something I think you can kind of use as you're getting into maternity sizes. But then it said something about also using it post-baby too, so I will keep that handy for myself. What do you suggest is a good first video for someone who is starting a beauty YouTube channel? Devin, I would say tell people about yourself, an introduction. If I find someone new on YouTube, I want to know, why are you here? What brings you here? Tell me a little about yourself. I mean, aren't we naturally curious about not just the tip someone gives us, but also wanting to know, like, what brings you here? Why are you interested in this? And it doesn't have to go intensely personal, but maybe just a little bit about your background, and you don't have to feel like, oh, you guys say where you're from or all this over. Don't, if it feels like an overshare, don't do it. But I think just a little. Would you guys agree? A little personal background on a person is nice. Yes, I can, Issy, I can see your comments. Hey, Emily from Germany. Your blush is getting blotchy on your face. Always looks like it's blotchy on your cheeks, even if I use a powder before. I'm wondering if maybe there's a staying power issue with your foundation underneath it. Sometimes blushes don't last very well, but also I think a big cause for things not lasting on the upper levels of your makeup can be maybe an issue with your foundation. So is there a chance maybe your foundation's breaking down a little bit or getting oily, or certain parts of your face maybe are oilier than others? Because if it's not wearing evenly, that would be my thing to look at. One idea. My boyfriend and I broke up last night, and this is just what I needed. Some cold pizza and coffee is helping, too. Aw, I'm glad you're here. We're all going through something different, or sometimes the same thing, but you know what I'm saying. Everybody's got something. My due date is September 17th. Yes. Any favorite Bath and Body Works products? I love the wallflowers. I really love them. The little things you put into your outlets, and then you can twist in different scents. There are so many good scents, and around, especially, like, don't get me wrong, the summer scents are awesome, but around fall and winter, those kind of like spicy, pumpkin-y, warm scents are just, oh, so good. So if we're getting around to that time again, almost, where I'm going to have to be getting those. But I've got some now that have little lights on them, like the little night light feature. But I really, really have enjoyed the wallflowers. That might be my #1 most purchased thing. I've got a lot of body products from various lines, and I do like Bath and Body Works, like, getting a shower gel every now and then, trying out one of the body mists or whatever. But the thing I buy the most is probably the wallflowers. Can you show us your bump? This will be the second showing of the bump for today. Here it is head on. I'm wearing a very tight tank top. And there is the bump right now. Yep. She's growing. That's 34 weeks now. So, ooh, can't believe. I mean, we're so close. We're so close. Have you talked about what video scheduling is going to look like with Baby B? I've been asked about it, and basically, like right after she comes, I plan to take a little time away to just, you know, bond and be. I mean, those are times I'll never get back, and so I really want to take advantage of that and just be all in baby mode for a short while. But I really will feel comfortable getting back into a routine. You know, like I feel or kind of starting to work myself back into something. I'm a person who likes routine. I like predictability, and I know that babies don't always give you that, but from people I've talked to, you know, your child will start to settle into some form of a routine, and I'll just have to adapt, you know. I don't want to scale back what I'm doing. Like I said, despite there will be a period of time where I'm away, but when I come back to it, I hope to not make any massive change in what you've already been seeing here. So, but it's just hard to make guarantees. I think there's just going to be so much like I just adapt, you know. You can't really predict how this is going to be, but I'm just going to have to work around her. And you know, when the times when I shoot videos, I'm not even sure, because you know, maybe it'll be when she's sleeping, maybe it'll be like during some mornings when she can have some time with Tyler and stuff, and I can be off doing this. But you know, I was able to tell when Sarah was here, like, babies feed a lot. Babies want a lot of food. They need a lot of diapers changed. But I can't not be doing beauty broadcasts, though. I just absolutely love it so much. It's such a part of me. It's, you know, it's a career to me, so it will still be a priority for me. But, you know, the family and the baby is the top priority. I have heard of the L'Oreal Makeup Genius app. I got it on my iPad. You can take a picture and scan a L'Oreal product, see what it'll look like on your face. It's interesting. It is kind of cool. Oh, the black cherry Merlot soap. Yes, I love that. I have repurchased that several times. We have some downstairs. Are you going to do a vlog when you're in labor? Will you include the birth? Will you just do pictures? We are going to, for at least for personal purposes, bring the camera in there and kind of vlog the experience. I don't know if I'll show it or not. I don't know if I'll make that public, but I definitely want, from my own personal desires, I would like to have a visual picture of that day, you know what I mean? So I definitely want that, and I'm picturing, you know, Tyler, maybe my sister, somebody, you know, has the camera, and I just want to be able to go back to that day and remember how people were feeling and what was going on, and that kind of thing. I want that. Do you feel your baby bump has dropped? No, I don't. I don't feel it has. Here's the thing, guys. I am extremely short between my bust line and my hips or my pelvis area. Like the belly really has gone out in one direction, and it doesn't have a lot of places to roam. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's very outward right now, but that's just me. Like, my mom looked at me and she's, because somebody told me it looked low last week, and I was like, Mom, what's going on? She's like, it does not look low. So, but I don't know. She knows my shape pretty well. I mean, most people assume that I'm like 6 feet tall from just watching me Head and Shoulders on YouTube for some reason. So, I don't know. Maybe that makes a difference. Sorry, I'm just refreshing over here. Yeah, face of the day. Yeah. I will share that. I have it all over here in my little basket. I'm wearing my Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation in medium. So something with a little bit of some oil control. I feel like my skin has been quite a bit less dry lately. Maybe just humidity in the air, but I could use a little oil control, so I went with that. I'm wearing my Benefit Erase Paste, so if you watch the melasma cover-up video, you know, I've got that on this area, and it does a fine job. It and the Bobbi Brown and the Pixie all kind of have that same peachy, salmony pigment to them. And then because this erase paste particularly is so it's so emollient, you know, it's got so much moisture to it. I take a little bit of the Bare Minerals Summer Bisque and just lightly dust a little bit on there. It just makes me feel like everything's locked in a little bit better. Another product I'm trying out is from Too Faced. It's the Cocoa Powder Foundation. Has a very smooth and luxurious feel, but just a dusting of that all over my face. That will be reviewed at some point. Another thing, I just yesterday reviewed some of the new bronzers from e.l.f., and so now I'm moving on to another bronzer to test out, and it's the CC Plus Radiance Ombre Bronzer. Has anybody else tried this? Kind of pretty looking, huh? So I contoured with this bottom part, and I highlighted with that. It's very soft, and I'm take into consideration that I'm getting a little washed out here. But yeah, this is my first day having tried that. Wearing my blush that I mentioned in the Best in Beauty video from yesterday, but it's the Milani Delicioso Pink. I love that blush. Love it. Brows today. Brow Envy from Too Faced. Love it. Love this kit. The lips I mentioned earlier are the Too Faced Melted in Melted Fig. This would be one of the newer shades that came out. Like when I initially reviewed Too Faced Melted, this would not have been included in it because this shade wasn't out yet. But very long wearing. These wear pretty evenly for me. In other words, my lips don't feel very moist right now with any product on them. Even though I know something's there, they don't feel very like goopy or anything of that nature, but color seems very even. So that's on there. Eyes, just primed them up with some Milani eyeshadow primer. And then I've got on 3 different shades of the Milani Bella Eyes that I'm trying out. I've got the Bella Ivory on the lid, under the brow. And keep in mind, when I got emotional earlier, it kind of messed with the eye look. Bella Cappuccino, these are all satin mattes, is what they're described as. But this Bella Cappuccino is in my crease. Very classic looking light brown tan color. And then Bella Taupe, because Kristen was asking about the taupes. This is what they call Bella Taupe, and it's not shimmery taupe, but more of a like I said, satin matte is what they're calling it. So I have a little bit of that in my crease, which may have smudged some. A little bit of it under the eye as well. And then, spoiler alert, the product that's getting reviewed today on the Express channel is this Revlon Color Stay Skinny eyeliner. So I'll show you just how skinny it is in the video, but that's what I've done. This kind of, the shade is Green Envy, so it's giving me this greenish winged look. I really needed to go very basic, I felt, on the eyeshadow today because I wanted this liner to really stand out and be seen. You know, I didn't want to go too dark with anything, so that's why I did that. The Miss Manga mascara, which does pretty good for me for length and thickening. Sometimes I get a little bit of flaking on this. Sometimes I don't. Did I say sometimes I don't? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But that's that product, which I have reviewed. And I like to use a little waterproof on the lower lashes. And for that, I use this Bare Minerals Flawless Definition Waterproof. I've used up a CoverGirl Lash Blast Clump Crusher, the one in the green tube. I really like that. I probably prefer the way that goes on the lower lashes over this. This actually puts on a little more product than I want on my lower lashes. I have to be really careful. But I used that up, so I was going to my next waterproof thing, and that's this. So that's what's going on my face. Has anyone from your birthing classes recognized you from YouTube? No, I don't think so. Nope. Stila is on Hot Look tomorrow. Yay! When you post pics on Instagram of dresses you're wearing, you look so tall. I still can't believe you're only 5 feet. It's true. It's true. If you scroll through Instagram and find any pictures of me standing by Tyler, it will maybe put it in perspective. But he's 6'6", and yeah. Thank you, though. That makes me feel good to think I look tall at any point. But the nice thing about some of those maxi dresses is that they elongate a short person. You know. Assuming you can find a maxi dress that's not too long for you, they really, just having that one solid, you know, color or pattern, basically head to toe, it really, really will make you look taller. Also, one other deceptive thing about my body is, like I mentioned, I have a very short torso, but my legs are a little bit longer. So while I'm short from like bust to hips, I have a little bit longer legs. And from what I'm told, that's the way my grandma, Mary Bell, was. Have you heard, wait, what was it? Have you heard about using Maybelline Color Tattoo and Tough as Taupe for eyebrows? No, but I could see that shade definitely working for some people. Interesting. Has anybody here done that? That would be very long wearing. Your wedding band still fits. Ginger says mine stopped fitting by the 6th month of pregnancy. You know, I guess everybody's body maybe is just does different things. All pregnant bodies maybe are a little bit different, but yeah, my fingers have really stayed the same. Favorite ice cream flavor? Love a good mint chocolate chip. Oh yeah, mint chocolate chip. That's really good. Or if you can integrate cookie dough into it somehow, that would be great. I tell you, speaking of cold stuff, I was talking about craving, you know, like I really like cold, icy kind of things, and part of it might be summer, part of it might be pregnancy, but my mom made a fantastic punch for my shower, and it involves strawberry ice cream, ginger ale, pineapple juice. Gosh, I'll have to, if anybody's interested, I could get the recipe. It was so good, and then we had it again the next morning. She had popped it in the freezer, and it was more, it seemed very creamy when I was drinking it during the shower, very frothy, creamy, and it had like actual strawberries sliced up in it also. But then we had it the next morning, and it had been frozen, and so it was more of a slush, and it was so good. Really, really loved it. Oh, thank you, Christiane. She says she feels me having no torso being pregnant. I mean, it's like bending over is seriously. It's like I have no room to do movements. Like even when I sit in a chair, and I would sit like I normally do, like I have to either really like sit at the edge of the chair and kind of stick my stomach out, or like lean back more. But what's my Instagram? It is Emily Noel 83. Oh, Beauty by Renata. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that comment. Um, and she also asked, do those Milani eyeshadows feel like the bouncy blushes? Um, no, they don't. Okay, here's the thing. You can you can press down a little bit, but for the most part, they just feel like a powder, you know? But I found certain ones, like when I've been applying them on my eyes, they blend like a powder, you know, they kind of swatch out like a powder. Um, but certain ones I've noticed do better on top of some sort of a base. For example, the other day I was wearing this Bella Mandarin, which is one of the satin mattes. This is what I had all over my lid in my videos that I posted yesterday. And I had worn this a couple days prior, just on top of a regular primer, like Milani's eyeshadow primer. And I thought, okay, it's showing up decently well. But then when I put it on top of like a cream base, I used Fierce and Tangy from Maybelline Color Tattoo. It really popped. You know, I thought it showed up beautifully. So that's what I'm finding with certain ones. That's why I'm meaning like some of these have been a little like inconsistent for me. You know, I won't review them until I I really know what I'm feeling. Um, Favorite thing to order at Starbucks? I feel like I never really go. I don't go there very often. But one thing I had there that I really liked was the um, and this is such a standard comment. I'm sure so many people like this, but the pumpkin spice latte. The seasonal thing, right? But I think that just tastes really good. But I don't get to Starbucks very often. Waterproof makeup challenge. I'm so glad you said that because that's going down in my pool very soon. I'm so excited. I am going to get a bunch of waterproof things on and just put them to the test. I'm going to swim some laps and then we're going to take a good hard look at my face. Take a good look at my face. Any favorites from the Coastal Scents Hot Pot range? There's a blog that has to happen. I've got a running list on my phone. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, Beth Bradley. Because I intended to do that a long time ago. CS Hot Pot favorites. Because I have a sea of hot pots that I need to sort through, and it would kind of make a difference for, yeah. I've got a lot of different ones that I totally want to touch on and show. Let me see here. Oh, the shower was great. Stephanie, I've vlogged some of it. I'm still kind of going through what sorts of video was gotten. I edited up the first half of it yesterday afternoon, and it was kind of it was the non-shower related stuff. It was just some fun random stuff. Greetings from Spain. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Irie. I'm glad to hear there are some people who like to watch over there. And are you holding a bunny rabbit? Because that's adorable, if so. Um, can't find that liner I've been using from Jordana, the Color Envy. I, you know what's odd is that I found this in a special display, like it was sitting on top of that, you know, where the beauty advisor is, like there's a little counter in Walgreens sometimes, and they've got their regular Jordana line, but then there was a special display of these. And the last time I was there, I didn't see the display anymore, and I also didn't see them in with the regular products, but they are definitely on jordanacosmetics.com. So I don't know if it's maybe just a matter of time before they kind of redo the Jordana setup that these get included, but this has been great. I've loved this Color Envy liner. In fact, I've worn off pretty much all the words. That's a loved product. Oh, Fancy says I have the Revealed 2 palette, and have found that the perfect shade for my brows is the one to the right of the maroon. I'm a redhead, so I have trouble finding things that look natural on me. Why don't we look that up? To the right of the maroon. Okay. She's talking about this shade right here. That does look like that could be, that's a matte. I could see that being a workable brow color. It's kind of funny because when you said Revealed 2, I thought, oh, isn't that a bunch of pinky shades? But yeah, it's totally got a random, just neutral brown in there. That's nice. Thank you for sharing. Is YouTube your favorite job, and could you imagine doing this for a long time? Imagine yourself doing a review with your adult daughter and you being older, no offense. Um, I mean, I am not placing any boundaries on myself as to how long I could do YouTube, and I think absolutely, God willing, we're all gonna age. So I see total worth in being on YouTube and doing beauty-related videos, whether you are 18 years old or 68 years old or beyond. You know, I really think it's, I mean, I think about that we're all women using makeup, and there's no, it's like we don't place age limits on that, do we? So why would there be any limit on people getting on and doing videos and talking about what they've learned? If I did this for a really long time, if I was able to, and you know, it continued to interest me and evoke the same kind of passion that it does in me later in life as it does now, then I think I should totally continue to do it, and I think it would be fascinating to see somebody go really long term in their life doing this, because you would see somebody cover probably vastly different skin issues at different phases of life, right? And I just think that I am subscribed to some fabulous women who are you know, definitely older than I am, and I think they have so much insight and wisdom to share. I think, honestly, I mean, some of the things they're talking about are just so relevant, and to hear from somebody who's been there, you know, who's like, yeah, I've gone through this and this with my skin, and then I've tried all these different things, and then here's what I've settled on. I really appreciate the life experience that those people come at it with. And I also appreciate the younger people who, you know, are getting on it and trying maybe some things with more of a fresh, like, you know, here's me using some stuff, and I haven't used tons of things, but here's the initial, like, it takes me back to that time when I was first trying products. So that's the beauty of YouTube. Anybody can do it. Have you chipmunked yet? No, I have not. There's the chipmunking. Question is, have you guys been chipmunking? Have you chipmunked in any pictures lately? If you're at work, you're going to look to the left, right? Quickly. Done. All y'all watching from the offices, there you go. Have you ever tried the Flirt eyeshadows at Kohl's? Stacy says, I've heard they are made by the same people as MAC. I absolutely love Cream Puff, use it every day. All the ones I have are so soft and creamy. And now, Stacy, do you remember when they came out with like kind of a bigger palette that had a bunch of round, like, I don't know, maybe MAC-sized or larger eyeshadows in it? Did you ever get that? I kind of wanted to get it, but I didn't pull the trigger on it. I wonder if those are the same formula as the singles, but I have felt some of the singles, and they were really nice. I guess I just didn't dive in and try much. But now you've got me wanting to. But let me know about that palette, because I remember it was like out around, I don't know if it was this past Christmas, maybe before. I don't know. I can't remember, but I definitely just spit on my screen. Oop, sorry. Trying to catch up here a little bit. Megan says, congrats on little Belle. She will be a beauty. I have 6-month-old twin boys. 6 months is the best age, she says. Awesome. Thank you. I think it's going to be fascinating to watch the changes. Like I was talking about with Sarah, and she was saying how, like, you know, they change so much, like you know, facially and size-wise. It's like the baby you give birth to in a couple of weeks can start taking on all kinds of characteristics. I think, isn't that going to be fascinating to watch? Hi, Dawn. The Daily Glamour says, Emily, you have to check Instagram. I made you a chipmunk sorority graphic. The chipmunk is totally wearing lipstick, eyeshadow, blush, and possibly fake eyelashes. What? It says, did you tag me in it? Like, if I go to the photos of you, will this... Oh my gosh. Look at this, you guys. The Daily Glamour. This is incredible. I'm just double tapping that right now. Look at this. Look what she made. BB, Beta Beta Chipmunks. That is so cute. I love it. Oh my gosh. I'm screenshotting that. We now have a mascot, and we have an official sorority. That's excellent. If you missed last week, then you'll have to catch up. That is too cute. I love how she says, and possibly fake lashes. Yeah. Do you think the Loraca and Zip palette is a good palette shade-wise for blue eyes? Yes, I do. I was actually convinced by a blue-eyed person to get that palette, and her name is Kristen Game. And she's here on YouTube, and she looks great in that, in those kinds of shades. There's a lot of bronze happening in that palette, rose gold, taupe, pretty shades, and I like them on my brown eyes. I think they look gorgeous on blue eyes, too. They're definitely right up a blue-eyed person's alley. In fact, that would be a nice gift for some of my blue-eyed sisters-in-law. Can you imagine career day in Belle's school? No, I haven't even thought about that. That'd be fun. I'm super tardy today. I went to Moe's last Friday because I was craving it after BB Live. Oh, Kirsten, good for you. I have not had BB, or I've not had BB Live. I have not had Moe's in a few weeks now. if YouTube didn't exist anymore, what would you be doing? How would you continue your career? I don't know. If YouTube didn't exist, I don't know if there would be another way, probably, given the technology that the internet allows to, like, still do videos for the public free of charge, but, or if we're just kind of pretending that videos online weren't an option at all, I think I would still have the bug of wanting to do this, and maybe would try to do more things like in a personal one-on-one setting, like consulting with people and just maybe working with small groups of people and overhauling their makeup collections. Or maybe they're like, hey, I've got all this makeup that doesn't work for me, and I'll be like, okay, let's set up an appointment. We'll both go to Walgreens together, and we'll, like, find you some new makeup. I would have a blast doing that. Like, personal makeup shopper? Is that a thing? I'd love that. Going to enjoy your backyard and pool today? I'm going to relax outside after BB Live. If it doesn't rain, it looks like it could rain at any moment right now, and I know it's in the forecast for later. So I am not sure if I'll be able to get out there today. Have you ever been in a wreck? Car accident? With another car? No. Fortunately, no. Knock on wood. When I was really little, I hesitated on that because we were traveling from St. Louis, my whole family. I was like, don't even fully remember this. I was so young. But we lost, some car work had been done on our vehicle, and apparently all the lug nuts weren't totally tightened. And we, like, lost a wheel, and we were going around this curve, and there's like a ravine down to the right, and we could have totally, like, tumbled down in there, but we didn't, thank God. But that was, my brother and sister were in their teenage years, and I was young, and Mom and Dad were there too, and that must have been, for everybody in my family who remembers it, because I was too young, could have been really bad. But yeah, it was fortunate, like, there wasn't another car coming right away or anything like that. So it was all good. Oh, the Daily Glamour needs to email me the line art so I can print a bigger version for the makeup room. How great would that be, framed somewhere in here? Like, maybe, like, when I'm doing BB Live, it could sit, like, right over here. That would be great. Bolivian Jess, I can see what you're saying. Oh, Monique, yeah, congrats again on the job. She says you're looking at the new assistant manager. Oh, and she's going to start shipping her chocolate soon. Well, that is awesome. You go. You go, Monique. Get them. Oh, well, I can't believe it's already 10. It's 10:40. That's what I get for not even looking at the clock once. Normally I go from like 9 to 10:30, but it somehow, like, always seems to linger a little bit. But no, thank you guys so much for watching today. I feel like I don't want to take up too much of your time. But if you're just joining now and you can go back and you want to watch the beginning, we talked about all kinds of things today. But I just want to say thank you for being there for me. Thank you for being supportive toward me and everybody else who gets on here. I feel like we're kind of a tight-knit group. And I love you guys so much. I say that wholeheartedly, and you're in my thoughts as I go throughout my days. You're in my prayers. I enjoy you so much. And so, let's see. Next week, another Thursday, I'll be back here. What else is coming today? I will have a Beauty Broadcast Express review today, and I need to be working on that vlog that I want to edit. I shot a get ready with me video from home, like I said I was going to do. I'm not sure if the lighting is workable whatsoever. Like, I'm going to have to get it on my computer to be sure and check that out. So I'm not totally certain how that's going to go through yet, but if it is, if I feel like you can see what I'm doing, then I'll post it. If it's too much of a just mess of too dark lighting, then I may not, but we'll see. We will see. Alrighty. Oh, phone case. I get asked about this all the time. This is from Target, and it was $10, and it's one of those kind of rubbery ones. So it just kind of hugs the phone, but it comes off pretty easily. Yep. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate your time. I hope you're having a good summer, and I will definitely see you here 1 week from now. And just thanks for all your well wishes, all the great baby vibes you've been sending my way. It is much appreciated. And thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.